And now, a Cockney Vicar.
I would like to welcome you all here to the Church of St Cain and Abel in the borough of Hampstead Heath. Now, as many of you will know, Cain and Abel and Hampstead Heath are examples of Cockney rhyming slang. Cain and Abel means table, and Hampstead Heath means teeth. We are pleased to welcome a large group of Cockney worshippers to Evensong, and it is to them that I wish to address my sermon. I want to tell you a story. A long time ago, in the time of the Israelites, there lived a poor man. He had no trouble and strife. She had run off with a tea leaf some years before. And he now lived with his eldest bricks and mortar, Mary. And being very short of bees and honey, and unable to pay the Burton-on-Trent, he was tempted to go forth into the Bristol city to see what he could half-inch. He would say to Mary, his bricks and mortar, I will take a bowl of chalk into town and buy some tobacco for my cherry ripe. And he would put on his almond rocks and his dicky dirt and his round the houses, and he would set up the Frog and Toad until he reached the outskirts of the Bristol. And once there, people would stare at him, for his dicky dirt was torn, his howdy-doos were full of holes, and his coat was extremely Westminster Abbey. He was also somewhat unclean, being too poor to purchase any cake of good hope. His Gregory Peck was extremely 230, and people would pass by on the other side to avoid the pen and ink. One day his bricks and mortar gave him some money, saying, here is a saucepan lid, go and buy food, a loaf of Uncle Fred, and a pound of standard teas. But do not tarry in the town and bring me back what is left of the money. I need to buy myself some new underwear. I need a new pair of early doors. My present ones are full of holes, and I'm in a continual George Raft. But instead of returning with the bees and honey for his bricks and mortar's early doors, the man proceeded straight to the rubber dub for a tumble down the sink, and indulged himself freely upon the bottle. He became very elephant trunk. And when the landlord of the rubber dub called Birdline, he set off back towards his cat and mouse, reeling about all over the Frog and Toad, drunkenly humming a stewed prune. And lo, it came to Cabaret Pass, that as he staggered along, he saw there, lying on the pavement, a small, brown Richard III. And he looked at it, lying there at his place of meat, and he said, oh, small, brown Richard III, how lucky I did not step on you. And he picked it up, and he put it on top of a wall, where no one else would step on it. And a rich 4x2-ish merchant, who'd witnessed the deed, put his hand into his skyrocket and pulled out a Lady Godiva. He said unto the man, I saw what you did with that Richard III, and that was indeed a kindly act. Here is a Lady Godiva for your froth and bubble. And the man took it and went on his way. And the Richard III flew back to its nest. When he arrived home, his bricks and mortar was sitting by the Jeremiah in her favourite Lionel Blair. She arose angrily and said, once again, father, you come home elephant trunk. You have spent all the money that I gave you. Now I cannot have my new early doors. Neither can I have wine as you have. But the man said unto her, fear not, for here is a Lady Godiva that I learned from a kindly act. And the woman was overjoyed. She said, oh, thank you, father, I may now have my new early doors. Verily, that kindly act has ensured that we both have more than enough to cover our bottle and glass.